I'm only here for a minute. Bet you want a girl to keep it independent, and I know you gotta like a girl that's disappealing. Get you caught up in the moment, then I'll get you in your feelings. Tell your boys that you gon' meet them later on. Both of us are so taxi, leave the meter on. First time you out in Cali, never tried no strong, so you gon' have some stories to tell when you take it back home and tell them one time, Snowy always showed you what it's like. Leave you sleepy like the call the umpire. Get you out and get you rolling, get you gotta go. I got a flight up in the morning on someday, someone tell me I'm somewhere doing alright. Somewhere I'll find out someone that's away that one day I'll be the love of my life, but not tonight though. He trying to catch me in my feelings, but he don't know that I'm the though. Shout out to my that can get it independent and ain't looking for no love though. He trying to catch me in my feelings, but he don't know that I'm the though. He trying to stunt and give me drinks. I got the bottle in the section and I'm.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. We have a couple of teams who come off losses just 1 week ago, and now want to.
All right, Larry, thanks. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Mass. Today, we've got an AFC East matchup between the New York Jets and the New England Patriots. This is taken at his 4. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. And a look at a guy, definitely got a little razzle-dazzle to him. Can do it with his arm or his legs. Their mobile QB. Here's Matt Forte with his first carry. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
On second down, Forte. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. They'll run it now out of the gun. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. And the 2015 first-round pick, Malcolm Brown, brings him down. A long way to go for the offense here on third down.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
On play action, they'll throw. They find some open field here. And avoids the contact by sliding. A really nice gain of 25 yards. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. On first down, this is Forte. And he'll take this one down to the 36. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down. So a glance here at the key inactives. There's other reasons, but this list, one of the reasons they've been struggling some this year.
And one that they won't make excuses with, but everyone knows that this is the key reason. Without these players, it's made it very difficult for them this season. They've battled, they've scrapped, but without those guys, hard to win games.
Give them 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete. He was trying for his running back, Bilal Powell, and that'll bring up second down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon.
Offense. Still second down.
So this will be the 9th play on this drive. Following the penalty, it's Forte. Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all. He'll get 2 yards back, but it's going to leave him with a long 3rd and 13.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Smith catches left side. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. So on comes a field goal unit for the Jets. Here's Nick Folk from the left hash mark. This a 43-yard attempt. And Folk's kick is good. And the Jets hit the board first. It's 3-0. And Charles, they get the field goal. Took him a dozen plays, though.
Work with me on this one. You know what I'm about to say, right? Bend but don't break. That's what came into play here for the defense. 12 plays were run at them. They only gave up 3 points. In a lot of ways, that's a win for the defense.
And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. They come out here in the eye. Now a handoff looking right. And nothing doing on his first run. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
But when it comes to the running game, the New England Patriots, they're one of the few teams in the NFL that I don't think care much about balancing things out.
Last year, to your point, 5th in passing yardage, number 30 in the run game.
What they want to do each and every week is make a game plan based on their opponent, not so much their own personnel, and they try to attack that way.
Trying to squeeze it into Edelman, and it's intercepted. Picked off on a great one, Darrelle Revis. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Right side, there's Decker. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
When you decide to run a hitch route, it really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
And defensively going with a dime set. 6 DBs on 3rd and 4. Looking to throw toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge, and that's good enough for a first down.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation. Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down.
No matter what defense is called versus a running play, linebackers are telling the defensive guys up front, you take care of the offensive line, keep us uncovered, let us run to the ball, we'll make big plays. Well, that paid off there. All the guys up front, the big fellas, they controlled the 5 offensive linemen. That allowed the linebackers to see the openings, sprint through the gap, and snuff that play out in a hurry. After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost, and that'll make it 6-0 here in the first. So that scores now on their first 2 possessions, but it's 6-0. Probably not the kind of scores they were hoping for.
No, not at all, but I think that they've shown that they can have some success against this defense. So they'll go back to the sideline knowing the points are going to be there for the taking.
So the Patriots coming out now. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Back to the air on second. It's Garoppolo. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Looking for his all-pro tight end, Rob Gronkowski. And that takes us from second to third down. Throwing is Garoppolo on third down. And that's incomplete. He was looking for Julian Edelman that time. And that brings up fourth down.
Not only was that a 3 and out, it was their 3rd straight incompletion on this drive, and they didn't even think about trying to run the football. Now they have to give it up.
They'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And not a great punt here. Out of bounds in the air. They're going to say this one doesn't even get to the 40. The Jets offense now works their way back onto the field. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here.
Neutral zone infraction, defense.
So a little jumpy there defensively. Ref caught him in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty. To throw here. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Patriots have it. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. Didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
And the Patriots gearing up to go now. Garoppolo looks to throw. Slant route caught by Edelman. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks. Good use of the pass there to pick up the first down against a defensive look that they had specifically prepared for, they told us, coming into this one.
Certainly seems like they're holding all the right cards now, doesn't it? Because of their preparation. Went back, watched the tape, studied the tendencies, and they feel like they had them down cold, and they were able to use the pass against them.
A handoff as they run the counter play. And he's able to get this one down to about the 40. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. One quarter in the books. 6-0 is our score, and we'll return to Foxborough after this. Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, it's the Patriots in possession to begin quarter number 2. They've got a second down and 5 here to start things out. They fake the give. Now Garoppolo looks to throw. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Julian Edelman, the intended receiver, and it's third down.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
To throw, it's Garoppolo. And he'll have his man, that's Edelman. And he's able to get it to the 33, good enough for a first down. The former 7th-round pick, Julian Edelman, just continues to have such a productive career.
And has made himself into a receiver. Remember, he was a college quarterback, and not just a productive one, a very good one.
At Kent State, right?
Yes, a great leader, a guy who could make plays with his feet and his arm. Got to the NFL and had to convert into being a receiver and was drafted that way. And that conversion, oh boy, it's been good.
Now they'll run it on the toss. 12 yards on the pickup, and it'll be first down, New England.
And that run was what a lot of people call an explosive run. Gave them good yardage, solid yardage. They feel good about the whole thing, and they did it behind a 2 tight end set. It's always interesting to watch what offenses want to do with the 2 tight ends. Sometimes they line them up together for a power set. Sometimes they put one on each side of the line of scrimmage to balance things out. No matter what, though, when you see 2 tight ends on the field, your first thought is to think run. In this case, the offense was able to run successfully. Partner, we're into the second quarter, and I guess you can kind of look at it both ways. The offense, they've got to figure out what they're going to do because they haven't scored any points. But if you're the defense, you're feeling great about what you got going on. The only concern you have, if you get to the half, what adjustments will the offense make to try to defeat you?
Garoppolo now, and able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
This is caught. Gronkowski. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a first and goal.
He went full scale, loose, flexible, finding a way to catch the ball in some traffic for a key first down.
Yeah, really a nice job of adjusting to the ball in the air. Not the most accurate of throws, but able to adjust and make the grab. So the chains are on their sides. It's first and goal from the 6. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Now he's over the line and into the end zone for a Patriot score. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Patriots are an extra point away from going out in front. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. A chance for us to get a glance at this Patriots defense. Got that fumble recovery last time, but it looked like they might give up points. It actually ended up yielding points for them on the offensive end.
It's a pretty good swing, isn't it? Maybe you're going to give up a touchdown. Instead, you score a touchdown. Great swing, great momentum changer for your team.
And they'll be looking to build off that momentum on this drive. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
Here we go. 3-19.
Now back to throw. Over the middle, and it's caught. Brandon Marshall. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. 2 Patriots there to bring him down. A well-executed blitz, no doubt. Great job by the linebacker. Maybe the quarterback, if he could have seen that, could have audibled there.
Yeah, he needed to be in a different play because that one just meshed perfectly for the defense. All the gaps were filled except for the one the offense really wanted to run through, and that was filled by a big man wanting to make a tackle.
And he made a great tackle. He's got a man. That's Marshall. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. 3rd down now following the completed pass.
Green 39. Green 39.
They'll try and get it with Forte. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Losing 6 yards there to bring up 4th. So on 4th down, here's Brandon Fields to kick this one away. Back deep for New England, Julian Edelman. And I don't think Edelman will be able to get to this one. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. The Patriot offense now set to come back out onto the field. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a bead on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. Play action, Garoppolo. He hits Gronkowski on the out route. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Well, they get the completed pass, but still have more to go here on 3rd down. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he's going to have the 1st down at about the 38. Smart approach there, using the run to pick up the 1st. And that was a defensive setup they prepared for this week, knowing that keeping it on the ground was the best way to attack it.
And that means also that they're able to read them pretty well. All the things they prepared for, when they get to the line of scrimmage, they see it in pre-snap recognition and know exactly how to attack based on their planning and preparation.
And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. Call it a gain of 5, and it'll make it a 2nd down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit. But get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field. Some think that teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
Jack, Patriot!
2 minutes remain here in the first half. Back to Foxborough after this. A reminder that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll check in with Larry Ridley in Orlando with highlights and analysis of this first half of play.
And I'm going to check in with a heater.
I'm going to be right there with you, partner.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 30.
And to give this time to the tailback. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. So nothing there. I don't know that that's all in the back, though. You got to look at blocking there, don't you?
I would agree with that totally. At some point, they have to win at the point of attack. Instead, it was the defense getting it done again and holding them to no gain.
Green 39.
From midfield, here's Garoppolo. Wide open, Gronkowski. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. And now the passing game here in the second quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it. Now the confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it. We can throw it well.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Fresh set of downs here.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
Now they'll run it on the toss. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. Couple of Jets there in on the stop. So this will be the 9th play on this drive. They slot Gronkowski outright. On second down, here's Garoppolo. And that'll be incomplete. Long drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field. Throwing is Garoppolo on third down. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
After watching him drop that slant, I can hear my old coach's voice ringing in my ears right now. You can't run with the ball until you catch it. Trying to get those rack yards before he secured it.
And Gostkowski's kick is good. And they bump the lead up to 4 now at 10-6. So a good kick there, and they wrap up the drive by putting 3 on the board.
And you know, let's face it, you're not always going to come away with 6. Defense in the NFL are just too good. But you've got to come away with something. And there, they get 3.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And now out come the Jets. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
Here we go. Green
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting...
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. A really nice gain of 25 yards. And I guess, Charles, sometimes when you have a receiver well over 6 foot, you do that. Just put it up there, let him grab it, and he did.
And it certainly appears like a 50-50 ball, right? We always talk about that when both sides have a chance to get it, the receiver or the guy covering him. But I think the odds actually are in favor of the offense. They can see the ball coming oftentimes before the defender can get his head around. So I think that really goes to like 70-30, and they should be able to go up and get it.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. They'll come out in the pistol.
Let's go! 3-19!
They'll look to throw again. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and they're going to face a 3rd down. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. Back to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Partner, how many times have you heard it? Pressure creates diamonds, right? But it also bursts pipes. And on that one, that's what they got. They got after him, and he was fortunate just to get rid of it.
Yeah, he just had to chuck it away.
3-19!
Back to throw again. A dump off to Forte. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. That one good for 12 yards. And they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right.
3-19!
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And he'll find his man on the out route. That's Marshall. 13 yards there on the pickup. And it'll be a New York first. And that extra yardage makes this upcoming field goal attempt much more manageable.
Agreed, because when you talk to defensive coordinators, they always tell us the 35-yard line on our side of the field, that's the line we guard the most aggressively, because once they get there, they believe they're in field goal range.
So a field goal here, they're still down, but they put a dent into that lead before the break.
And that's got to feel good, because now they've seen that they can put some more points on the board, and that gives them a whole second half to get back to where they want to be, and that's in the lead.
After the made field goal, back out is Nick Folk to kick this one off. This one fielded at the 5. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. So a very tight first half. We had to break in a 1-point game. As we send you down to Orlando, where we check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Larry.
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to our EA Halftime Report. I'm Larry Ridley. The Patriots are up right now and are looking to keep up the pressure moving forward. The Jets won't panic either. They know they just need to take it one play at a time. All right,
Jeez, they don't even want to let their guys get a drink of water. All right, 3rd quarter, let's get to it. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This will be taken about the 12. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. And now out come the Patriots. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that.
Green 39! Green 39!
Now Garoppolo throwing on 2nd. Slant route caught by Edelman. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
Garoppolo now, 1st down throw. And he slings one that's incomplete. Well, pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
To throw, it's Garoppolo. He hits Gronkowski on the out route. 23 yards on the play.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
And now a first down following that long gain.
Here we go now. Blue 90.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Muhammad Wilkerson elevated a tempo program that was looking for players like him, and he's carried that on into the NFL. What a terrific play there.
Yeah, a nice tackle for loss for the former Temple Owl, as you said, and the 30th pick in the 2011 draft. Garoppolo to throw on second down. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Try to force it into Edelman there, and that'll make it third down.
I think that's a big-time play there because the slant route is really hard to cover because the timing is so quick. But able to see it, diagnose it, and get to the football, that's why he was able to bat it away.
Throwing is Garoppolo on third down. And that will be caught. But out of bounds. Out of bounds, ruled incomplete here. A third down, he tried to stay in bounds, did all he could. He caught it, but was led a little bit too far. Yeah, and that's always difficult, isn't it? Because you know half of your body is trying to stay behind, while the other half is reaching out, trying to catch the football. The top half worked. It was the bottom half that was in question. Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good. A look at the offense now here, coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. This is Forte. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44. The whole bevy of Patriots there that time to bring him down. And he's back here in the struggle department in this one like he was a week ago. And, partner, I think you can pin some of this on that O-line. The room to run just not there.
You mentioned last week that it felt like the offensive line was getting beaten to the punch by the guys across the ball.
Well, it was pretty evident, I thought.
I mean, they were off the ball fast, penetrating, getting into the offensive backfield, really spilling a lot of runs before they got started. So I thought your observation was spot on.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Akeem Spence forcing his way through there to drop him for a loss of a good 10 yards.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
Out of the gun now on third down. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
Holding offense.
Here's Brandon Fields now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. Edelman set to return. 33 yards is the distance on the punt there, and the Patriots take over. Now the Patriot offense set to take over again. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Yeah, get a little closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Back to the air on second. It's Garoppolo. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. A good job defensively to hold that to 4 yards, and now it's third down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed, but all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
They slot Gronkowski outright. From the gun on third, Garoppolo. Hard throw, incomplete.
They tried to make something happen, but that one came up incomplete and really wasn't a good-looking throw.
Yeah, maybe even go as far as to call that a little ill-advised.
Yeah, I would say so. I think that's the right phrase for it. Definitely ill-advised. Just wonder about his mechanics right now, you know, and that's the tough part. You do so much stuff in practice to make it repetitive, but it has to repeat under pressure, whether it's pressure from the defense or just the pressure of playing the game.
The Jets offensive unit ready to get going here. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't done before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
They stay on the ground. Forte again. Takes it to the 26, just a 1-yard gain. Jamal Sheard on the stop.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
They'll look to throw. Sets up the screen to Forte. Fighting him off.
Just ran right through the trash.
And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
They'll set up a throw. To the sideline, and oh, a nice catch there. Made sure the feet were inbounds, and they were.
If you're running out route, it's likely you end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
Back to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. He was looking for Devin Smith that time. Now 4th down.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this third down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they run successful.
And now Edelman. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the offense will come back onto the field for the 1st and 10. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. It was a running back who was a receiver on the play. Ikey's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd learned in ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds. I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position He's actually utilized more of a scat back in this spot because we saw the catch there, right? He made it, but he's a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put in.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there you might out of a smaller back. And he'll have his man. That's Edelman. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
And fits the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic, so anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because there's almost always someone there able to concentrate, catch it, and even added a little extra at the end with a short run.
Goes right side, complete to Gronk. They'll give him 8 on the play, and that'll make this a second down. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. Garoppolo. Looking for Gronkowski, and it's intercepted. And some space here. Picked off by this. And now nothing but green ahead of him. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. This defense figured out something in the locker room. That's 2 third-quarter picks now.
And you just wonder, did he get too comfortable in the locker room himself? His team has the lead. Take care of the football. He's putting them in jeopardy right now.
Now the Jet offense about to take over as they head out onto the field. And they'll be looking to avoid what happened last time, which is punting the football.
But when you look at how teams play the game, that complementary football comes into play. How do I take care of my defense? How do I take care of my offense? Well, the defense is taking care of them in a lot of ways. Now it's time for the offense to jump things up and help their defense out. Give them a little bit of rest.
Yeah, time for them to give them a rest. Took the words right out of my mouth. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Foxborough. This one's still anybody's ball game. It's a 1-point difference here as we begin the 4th quarter of play. They go play action here on 1st down. And he's going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Roughing the passer, that's shades of Charles Davis back in his playing days.
Oh, I sure wish it had been, Brandon. Back in my day, I didn't hit anyone hard enough to rough the passer. I had a number of teammates that handled that for me.
Drop to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. It's a loss of 4, and now it's 2nd and goal.
Well, that was point counterpoint, wasn't it? They decided to throw for it on 1st and goal. Instead, the defense counters with pressure, and the defense wins, getting a big sack.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. This will be caught at about the 6. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
Well, there really wasn't much there, but a completion is a completion. A tough 3rd down awaits them.
An extra defensive back in the game here on 3rd and goal. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He's got time in the pocket. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, any caused incompletion is good for a defense. But when you add to it that you get a little hit on the quarterback, knock him to the ground, make him think a little bit, hopefully knock him off his game, especially in a game of this magnitude, this tight in the 4th quarter, got to feel pretty good as a defense.
And Folk's kick is good. And with that, they will move ahead by 2 here in the 4th. So the drive here ends with a field goal, and that does give them the lead, but this one is still a long ways from over.
And you love to be able to look up at the scoreboard and see that you're out in front, but then you take one look across the field and see that offense is raring to come back out, and you think, I don't know that field goals are going to be enough to get us home.
We focus our attention now on the Jets defense. They had the interception last time, led to a field goal.
And kept points off the board against them as well. What a great way to end a drive. Take it away and set your offense up to put points on the board themselves.
The only thing would have been better, a touchdown. Now they'll be looking to get the stop and lead to that here on the next drive. A gain of 6 there on first. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. And quickly, they get to the line.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39. Detroit. Green 39. Green 39.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. It's a loss of 2, now third down. Defense thinking pass. They've got the nickel set out on 3rd and 6. Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. Over the middle, it's Amendola. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Fielded just inside the 30. 31 yards on the punt there. And the Jets take possession. The New England defense gearing up to take the field. And they did well down near the goal line last time, forcing him to settle for a short field goal.
And in today's day and age, settling for a field goal of that distance is amazing. You can get 3 points now, where it's going to give you only 1 point for the extra point, which will be a little bit longer. But they have to feel fantastic about only giving up 3 in that situation. It could have been so much worse.
Yeah, could have. Now can they carry that over? They'll try and start this drive in the air. Throws left side, complete to Brandon Marshall. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10. Well, he caught it right at the line of scrimmage, and before he could even think about advancing it forward, he got hit.
Great tackling, because that's what you're taught. Don't give up yards after the catch, and most offenses make a living off of yards after catches. Hidden yards that may not go into the score sheet, but they count big for moving the ball and stretching the field. Really nice open field tackle.
The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
They'll set up a throw. Over the middle to Smith. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
Martin, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. And this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. The Patriots offense now, they work their way back onto the field. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Throwing on first is Garoppolo. Over the middle, that's taken in by Gronkowski. It's a gain of 14 there, and that's good for a New England first down.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
All right, here we go.
They go play action here on first down. Out to his left. And he'll just throw this one over in the way of the security crew. Incomplete here.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Back to the air on second. It's Garoppolo finding his safety valve here. That's complete. It's a gain of 7, and just like that, it's third down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Gronkowski, slot left.
Now let's go. Here we go. 3-19.
Garoppolo going to try and throw on third. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And they get 10 yards there and convert on third.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
It's a pickup of 14 there, and it gives the Pats a first down.
There's a completion to the tight end, and I think that we're looking at something out of central casting, frankly.
Absolutely.
I mean,
size, the hands.
Speed, I mean, can flat out run. You put that whole package together, you light up the eyes of an offensive coordinator, don't you?
And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
Seeing that play and understand just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them.
And he is out of bounds, just a yard or two shy of the 10.
Well, so much for him being bottled up throughout the day. Finally finds a way to break through and get a really nice gain. The defense had felt great about what they had going. Now they've got to turn their attention to getting it back in that direction. Can they bottle him up again? Because I'd say after that run, confidence is pretty high for him.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Now that's the defense that they were looking for, being able to get extra bodies to the point of attack to deal with the big guy carrying the ball. You really don't want to be in a position where it's a one-on-one tackle with him.
All right, here we go. Boom, land it. Over. No. Check. Patriot. Gun.
Now they'll run it on the toss. Trying to get out wide, but he's going to be tackled right near the line of scrimmage. Back-to-back 1-yard runs here, so that leaves him with a third down and 8. So this is the second consecutive week, as you look at the numbers, that he just doesn't seem to have the same pop as we normally see him with.
Is there an injury we don't know about?
That's what I'm wondering.
Because that's a legitimate question right now. We're used to speed, power, all coming together. And what I've always loved about him is his vision. You know, last week he didn't have that as well. Always thought he was picking the wrong hole to try and run through. And his blockers, they seem to be getting him to the right place, but he's picked the wrong spot. We're seeing some of that again this week. Can they snap it together? Can they get back in sync? Because normally we see them go together very, very well.
So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. And Gostkowski's kick is good. And with that, they have taken the lead by a point here in the fourth. And that field goal caps an 11-play drive.
That's a lot of offense to run to only get 3 points, but they'll take them. Anytime you can put anything on the board, you run to your sideline somewhat happy.
This is taken at the 3. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. Back now on EA Sports. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. They start on the ground with Forte. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. He's back to throw. His throw incomplete.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it. Sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. Now whistles come in before the snap. Looked like one of the Jets may have moved.
False start, offense.
And following that penalty, the offense really backed up now on third down.
Here we go now. Boom, landed.
He'll look to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And it's a fumble. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
Well, that simply is a missed opportunity. They're in position. If they take the ball downfield and score, they got a chance to win the game. Instead, they cough it up. I don't think next week at practice is going to be a whole lot of fun for him.
On the other side, no bigger time to force a turnover when you've got that small lead.
Yeah, and when you look at it from the offense's perspective, taking care of the ball is so important. I know.
Now here's a timeout defensively. Defensive timeout called by the Jets. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. So the defense had a chance to catch their breath, and now they're back out and ready. And the offense will be looking to get at least some of this yardage back here. It's 2nd and 12.
Alert, alert. 3 down.
And they'll run it here. And he is going to loop. Now the Jets are going to burn another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. All right, so the timeout over and all 11 men back out onto the field for the defense. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. And they'll add a DB in the secondary here on 3rd and 14. Throwing now is Garoppolo. Slant route caught by Edelman. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. So the offense has it 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. Shreds the tackle. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. 1st level defensive line, 2nd level linebackers, 3rd level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a 1st level run, and it was stopped by a 2nd level player.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it's going to make it 3rd down at 6.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up the play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
Give them a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
And the kick is good. So you wonder how this one might be remembered the next time these 2 teams meet. But until then, this game's over. And Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for the Patriots, the win is a good one for morale, but little else as they move to 3-8. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Carolina Panthers. Meanwhile, for the Jets, it's starting to look like it won't be their year as they drop to 5-6. And they will be at home next week to take on the Miami Dolphins. So that'll do it. For my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry, I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Patriots winners here at home as we say so long from Foxborough.